I've been zoning, I've been zoning.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Moves to the Joe, and today we about to do what I would consider a very important mod to your car that you should do, and this is just something to make your car more electrically sound. So I mean it's a performance upgrade and a longevity upgrade all in one, because it's important for your car to have a good electrical, it should be, how should I put this, it should be more electrically sound. So let me go ahead and flip this camera around, and then let me show y'all exactly what we got going on and what we're installing today. All right, y'all, so let's get it. This is what we have. We have the iWire ground kit. So I think this is a very important excuse me, mod to do to your car to make it electrically sound. On my previous build that I had a 03 Honda Civic with a K swap in it, and I put a grounding kit in there. Now I'm not saying this is a performance upgrade as long as a longevity one, because it helps you have a nice solid electrical system in your car, and this reinforces the grounds that are there, because from my understanding the ones from Subaru aren't that great. So this will help. But on that build that I had, now I'm not saying you're just gonna see like a ton of power, but you'll see. I know in that car, when I did the ground kit in that one, and I noticed a difference in the torque and in the power delivery. It gave me a little bit more horsepower, and I did feel the torque because because it's just electrical ground, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. That you just do something electrically, but it does help. So everything helps. So like I said, I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this car right. So I want to make sure that we most of the installs that I've seen on this is on the app from actual iWire. They have one in there, but they're doing an STI. So there's going to be some differences, because I got an FA20, I got a WRX. So some of my mounting locations are going to be a little bit different. But I had a talk with one of the guys there. The customer service with people at iWire, man, if you send them a message, man, they get right back to you quick. I know I talked to a guy, Brian, man, and he was able to help me out with my question, fairly quickly. I mean, he already knew what was going on. He already had it lined out exactly what I needed to know. And basically what I asked him was, because on the STI they have a metal intake manifold, but as when you have an FA20, we have plastic intake manifold, so we can't exactly ground to that plastic. So an alternative to that, which I'll show y'all whenever we get in the car, I'll show you exactly where we can put those grounds at, so it makes it a little bit easier for us to do. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna transfer the car, because I've already taken the intercooler out, which was a nightmare, but I think I figured out a fix to make it go in easy, but we're gonna find out whenever I put it in. So let's go ahead and switch over to the car. I'm gonna set that up, and then we'll start removing everything else we need to remove to get this thing installed, and then I'll let y'all know exactly where you need to install it at. So if y'all interested in getting this and doing this, well, I don't think there's another video out there that I've seen that has someone installing the iWire ground kit on a 2015 plus WRX. So hopefully this helps everybody out. Well, let's go ahead and get started with this install. So let's switch over to the car. We gotta disconnect the battery. see where we're gonna mount this thing at. So I'm thinking we can mount it right here on this right here. So we're gonna take this bolt out right here, and we'll mount them on right there. Make sure y'all can see this. It's a little bolt down here that fastens the fuse box on right down here. So we're gonna take that off. Two clips on the side. You push these in, take this bolt out up here, take this bolt out down here, and you can lift it up and push it over to the side, and you can see down here behind that bolt there, it still has paint on there. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to try and sand it down a little bit so I can expose some bare metal. That way then we got a nice good solid ground right there. So I'm gonna do that real fast. Alright, so here we go. See there? I got bare metal right there. I just shaved a little bit of the paint off there to make sure I got a bare metal contact. That way then I can kind of get this thing grounded really good right there. It's back on those clips. Then we'll put this guy right here behind here. All right. All right. So, bolting this thing back on. As you've seen on that one clip, I had to bend that little bracket a little bit because it has like a little hump on it like that there. So I kind of straightened it out. That way then it won't obstruct this right here while I tighten this back on. So we got that started. Let me start this one up at the top. All right. So now they made these things pretty universal. They got length on them, so they should work for every Subaru. It's just you just got to figure out where to ground it at because it's a little bit different. So out of all of these, we got 4. So the shortest one, we're gonna route this short one up here to right here, and we're gonna ground it right here where this one, this already has a chassis ground right here. This is connected directly to your the battery. So we're gonna come up this way. You can see here from the factory they got it to bare metal, which is why I did bare metal down there as well for that one. So we're gonna put this wire just like that, right underneath that one, and tighten it on. So that's that one. All right, y'all. So camera kind of shut off on me. It was getting pretty freaking hot and the battery went dead on me, but I'll tell you what I did so far. So I got this right here. What I went on here and did is I ran everything back this way. So I went this way and went up through there, and from there came around, came up around right here. So I got 2 wires coming right here, and they're going to end up to where, I'll show you where those end up when we get there. But this other one is going to be the second wire. That one, I ran it underneath the intake manifold runners all the way right here. And we're going to run up here and we're going to connect this right here to the alternator bracket. So I wanted to put it right here, but it's a tight squeeze in there, and the fact that I think there's something that's like built into it, it's a washer that's perfectly fit right there, so it doesn't move. So I really don't want to interrupt that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, oh shoot, I'm going to take this bolt off. I'm trying to see where I can get it at, get you where you can see what I'm doing at. This bolt right down here. Let's see if I can get you a better angle. So right down there, that bolt right there, that bolt right there, that's that bottom alternator bracket bolt. I'm gonna pull that bolt out, and then I'm gonna sandwich that in between here, and then that's gonna be our second one, ground, technically our third, and then we'll get the last 2 in the back. So let's get started on that. All right, here we go, y'all. So we're on this bolt here. Okay, so there we go. Got our next wire in. It's connected right there, tighten. I ran it back here, and I ran it underneath, if you can see down there. This little, ran it down in between there. The way then it'll sit down kind of low and it's not in the way of anything. So now let's get to the back part. All right, y'all. These are going to be the last 2 bolts here. So, like they said before, one is supposed to go to the block, and the other one is supposed to go to the intake manifold. But seeing as though I have a plastic manifold, I can't really bolt it to that. So when I talked to Brian, Brian told me it's perfectly fine to add on to the 2 grounds that are here. I'm just strengthening these with these 2. So basically, because it's already something grounded to them already, which could be the ECU and something else, because the ECU on STIs and stuff like that gets its ground from the intake manifold. But you know what I'm saying, like I said, ours is plastic, so we're gonna go right here. So I'm gonna put 1 wire here and 1 wire right there. So I'm gonna do these bad boys one at a time. And there we go. All our grounds are done. Everything is in. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back, zip tie everything down so I ain't got wires all loose and hanging around. And then I'm gonna put everything back together and we're gonna start her up and make sure that we are good to go. So I'll see y'all once I get that done. Oh, that's a good sign. Everything started up. We are good to go. So now, all my stations are still in there. Now the one thing I know I need to do is I need to make the windows work. Okay, so one thing you need to know whenever you take your battery off, your windows stop working. So one thing you want to do is you want to hold the down button down on the window and hold it down for like 3 seconds. Then come up with the window. Once it's all the way up, you hold it up for 3 seconds. And then from there, it should work. So now I hit it, and there we go. So now, we do the same thing with the driver's side window. Go down. So, like I said, not that hard. The main thing that you should take from this is the fact that if you're ever thinking about doing more stereo equipment, adding amplifiers, or even like air rod, anything electrically that you're gonna add to the car, solidifying and strengthening up those grounds on your car will make everything run better. It should give you a little bit. It should be a little bit of power. I ain't saying it's gonna be something like seat of your pants. You're gonna be out there like, oh my God, I'm going faster than the bat out of Hades. It's not gonna happen. But you should feel a difference. The insulation around those wires, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a fiberglass material, so you can pretty much light it on fire, so you don't have to worry about putting it next to something hot and thinking it's gonna affect the wires. You'll be good there. So, they got a video on it on the iWire website, and he talks about the material that it's made out of. They actually light it on fire with a blowtorch, so you're good there. I also want to give another thank you to Brian, man. I appreciate his help, man, and the questions that I had to make sure that I was able to get this thing in here and put in there and make sure it was in there correctly. So excellent customer service from iWire, man. If you got an opportunity to get anything that you need for your car from them guys, go ahead and do it. I base my opinions as far as for saying, hey, you might want to go with this group or talk to these people just by the customer service. I mean, I'm not getting paid by them or anything, but I really appreciate good customer service and people they call you, and if you reach out, you ask them a question, they contact you back fast. You can't go wrong there. You always want to work with people like that. So I think that's a good company, man. It's a good product. It looks good, and it actually fits in there pretty good, except for I had one modification I had to make, but it may be a one-off. I don't know. But I'm gonna leave the links to where I got that from them in the description. So if you want to go ahead and grab that from them, do that. And only thing else I can tell you, man, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Make sure you hit all so you get notified anytime I put a video up. And another shout out to my new subscribers, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you, and welcome to the channel, man. So I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.